liebe Kollegen.
Have seen repeated resurgence.
တရုတ်နိုင်ငံသမ္မတရှီကျင်းပင်ဟာပြီးခဲ့တဲ့တောက်ကြနေ့မှာကျင်းပခဲ့တဲ့ကမ္ဘာလုံးဆိုင်ရာကျန်းမာရေးညီလာခံကိုတက်ရောက်ပြီးရုပ်သံထဲမှာ10မိန့်ခွန်းပြောကြားပါတယ်။အဲ့ဒီညီလာခံကိုလက်ရှိ G20 အလှည့်ကျဥက္ကဋ္ဌနိုင်ငံဖြစ်တဲ့အီတလီနိုင်ငံနဲ့ဥရောပကောင်စီတို့ကပူးတွဲကျင်းပခဲ့ခြင်းဖြစ်တယ်လို့သိရပါတယ်။
Und die Wiederherstellung des wirtschaftlichen Wachstums bleibt deshalb die oberste Priorität für die Völkergemeinschaft. Ich möchte gerne die folgenden 5 Punkte ansprechen.
First, we must put people and their lives
Zunächst müssen wir die Menschen
to completely
und ihr
defeat
Überleben in
the
den Mittelpunkt
virus.
unseres Handelns
We
stellen,
must
wenn es darum
demonstrate
geht,
a
das
great
Virus zu
sense of
bekämpfen.
political
Dazu müssen
responsibility
wir unsere
and courage.
politische Verantwortung gerecht
Make
werden und
extraordinary
den
responses
Mut an den Tag
to an
legen.
extraordinary challenge
Außergewöhnliche Reaktionen
and
und
truly
Antworten finden
respect
für
the value
außergewöhnliche
and
Herausforderungen
dignity
gleichzeitig
of every
die
human life.
Integrität und die Werte des menschlichen
Meanwhile,
Lebens
it is
schützen.
also important to minimize the potential impact on people's lives
potenziellen
and
Auswirkungen auf das
maintain
Leben
general
eines
order
jeden Einzelnen
in our
zu
society.
reduzieren und die Ordnung der Gesellschaft
Second,
zu wahren.
we must follow science-based policies
Wir
and
müssen
ensure a
unsere
coordinated and
politischen
systemic
Maßnahmen auf
response.
wissenschaftlicher Grundlage
We should coordinate pharmacological and
各位同事，
Dear
一年多
colleagues,
来，疫情
the past year and more have seen repeated resurgence and frequent mutations of the coronavirus.
百年来
The
最
most
严重
serious
的
pandemic in a
传染病大
century
流行仍
is
在
still
肆
wreaking
虐
havoc.
早日战
To
胜
clinch
疫
an
情
early
恢复
victory
经济
against
增长
COVID-19
是
and
国际社
restore
会的
economic
首要任务
growth remains the top priority for the international community. Here, I want to make 5 points
一
on what we need
坚
to
持
do.
人民至上，生命
First,
至上，
we must put people and their lives
要
first.
彻底战胜疫情。
To completely defeat
极
the
大
virus,
的政治
we
担
must
当和
demonstrate
勇
a
气
great sense of political
以非常之
responsibility
应
and
对
courage,
非常之事，
make extraordinary
切实
responses
尊重
to
每
an
个人的生
extraordinary
命价值
challenge,
和尊严，
and truly respect the
保证人
value
民
and
群众
dignity
生活少
of
受
every human
影
life.
响，社会秩序
Meanwhile, it is also
整体
important
正常。
to minimize the potential impact on people's life
第二，
and maintain general order
坚
in our
持
society.
科学施策，
Second, we must follow science-based
统筹
policies
系统应
and
对
ensure a coordinated and systemic response.
要统筹药物和
We should
非药物
coordinate pharmacological and non-pharmacological interventions,
统筹
balance
常态化
targeted routine COVID-19 protocols and
和
emergency
应急
measures,
处置，统筹
and
疫情
ensure
防控
both
和
国
经济社会
control
发展。
and socio-economic
20国集团
development.
成员要采取负责任的宏观经济政策
G20 members need to
维护
adopt
全球
responsible
产业链供应
macroeconomic
链
policies,
安全顺畅运
keep
转
the global industrial and supply
积极支
chains
持
safe
发
and
展中
smooth,
国家，
and give continued
三
support to developing countries.
坚持同舟共济，倡
Third,
导团结合
we must stick together and promote
人
solidarity
类
and
荣辱
cooperation.
与共，命运相连。
We, humanity, rise and fall
我
together
们要共
with a
克时
shared
艰
future.
坚决反对
We must
各种
tide over
政
this
治化
trying time
标
together
签化
and firmly
污名
reject
化
any
欺
attempt
负
to politicize, label,
搞
or
政治
stigmatize
操
the
弄
virus.
丝毫
Political manipulation
抗议
would not serve
只会
COVID-19
扰
response on
乱
the
国
domestic
际
front.
抗疫合作，
It will
给
only
世界
disrupt
各国人民
international
带来
cooperation
更大
against the
伤害。
virus and bring greater harm to
第四
people around the world.
坚持公平合理，
Fourth,
弥合
we must uphold fairness and equity
当
as we
前
strive to close
疫
the
苗接
immunization
种
gap.
不平衡问题更加
Today, the problem of
要
uneven
摒弃
vaccination
疫苗民族
has become more acute.
增强
It is
发展中
imperative
国家
for us to
的
reject
性
vaccine nationalism
可负担
and
性
make vaccines more accessible and affordable
大
in
国要
developing
负起责
countries.
任，多提供一些疫苗
Major
给有
countries
急需
need to
的
take up their
发展中
responsibility
国家
to provide more vaccines to developing countries
坚持
in
标
urgent
本
need.
监制，完善
Fifth,
治理体
we must
系，
address both the symptoms and root
要提
causes
高
as we
监测
improve the
预
governance
警
system.
和应急反应能力，
It is important
重大
that we
疫情
enhance
救
our
治
capacity of monitoring,
应
early
急物
warning,
资储
and
备和
emergency
保障
response,
能力，
our capacity of treatment
打
of
击
major
虚
pandemics,
假信息能力，
of contingency reserve and
向
logistics,
发展中
of
国家
fighting
提供支持
disinformation,
能力，
and of providing support to
要加
developing
强发
countries.
挥联合国和世界卫
It is
生组织
important that we strengthen and leverage the role of the UN and the WHO, and uphold the spirit of extensive
为继
consultation,
续支
joint
持全
contribution,
球
and shared benefits in COVID-19 response. In continued support for global solidarity against COVID-19, I wish to announce the following. China will provide an additional $3 billion in international aid over the next 3 years to support COVID-19 response and economic and social recovery in other developing countries. Having already supplied 300 million doses of vaccines to the world, China will provide still more vaccines to the best of its ability. China supports its vaccine companies in transferring technologies to other developing countries and carrying out joint production with them. Having announced support for waiving intellectual property rights on COVID-19 vaccines, China also supports the WTO and other international institutions in making an early decision on this matter. China proposes setting up an international forum on vaccine cooperation for vaccine developing and producing countries, companies, and other stakeholders to explore ways of promoting fair and equitable distribution of vaccines around the world. Let us join hands and stand together to build a global community of health for all, and work for a healthier and brighter future for humanity.